terrific performance of the national anthem. We'll be right back with more. Hold on tight and don't go away. Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. This is Kevin Harlan with Hall of Famer Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, giving us the rundown from the sideline courtside, David Aldridge. A moment now to see how the schedule is looking for the Pacers. On Wednesday, they'll take on Marc Gasol and the Toronto Raptors. Now a look at Dallas's starting lineup. Doncic and Hardaway at the 2 and the 3. Porzingis is out there with Cauley-Stein, and it's Brunson in at the point. And for the Pacers, Turner and Sabonis playing inside. Oladipo is out there with T.J. McConnell, and it's McDermott in at the small forward. Now when it comes to load management strategy, Doris, should coaches do it along the way as opposed to waiting until the last, say, quarter, third of the season?
Well, Kev, I think you can look to the San Antonio Spurs, who I think were the first to really look hard at what we would now describe as load management. And I think the one thing is you're trying to just make sure guys are prepared for the most important point of the season. You've got to win enough to get in the playoffs and be positioned well, but your guys have also have to be healthy at the end of the year. What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
Outside, Porzingis. Now the pass to Brunson. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Out to Doncic. Shot clock at 3. From outside, off the mark. So for Dallas, their last game a loss to Atlanta.
And if you had to point to one problem in that game, it was their rebounding. Flat out terrible.
Well, the numbers back up that assertion, Greg, no doubt about it. And sometimes it's about, hey, we've got to get on the glass and make sure they're feeling us all night long. They didn't do that.
Now the Pacers moving it up. McDermott for 3. Good on the triple.
Well, we know that Doug McDermott will run the floor hard in transition, trying to get himself into position to finish.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Brunson. Sabonis grabs the board. The Pacers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Oladipo goes in. That's tipped.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Chalk up 2 there.
See, Porzingis should score the basketball, but he also recognizes when his teammates have a clean look. I love that unselfishness.
Indiana's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Pass to Sabonis. Left side, Turner. And Turner throws it down.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
I had a chance to catch up with Nate McMillan. He knows one key will be slowing down the big Latvian, 7'3" Kristaps Porzingis, who possesses that unprecedented combination of size and ball skills. So they'll try to be physical and try to keep him bottled up as much as possible. Kevin?
Thanks so much, David. A shot by Sabonis. Nobody around. Offline with his 3. Mavericks trail by 5. Here's Hardaway. And they call the foul, so he's got the and 1 chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Well, 2 things there, guys. Tim Hardaway Jr., the power, the concentration, refuses to be stopped when he wants to score. Well, think back to before he moves on to the Dallas Mavericks. While Tim Hardaway Jr. was with the Knicks, he was carrying such a burden offensively because Porzingis was still recovering.
And we've seen Hardaway be a much more efficient player than in the past.
What we know, Kevin, unequivocally, is that this young man can score the basketball. But what you hope is the best players in the NBA are all about efficiency. That's what you want Hardaway Jr. thinking about. How can I be the most efficient guy on the floor?
First quarter of play. We're about 3 minutes in. Here's Brunson. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. Doncic against Oladipo, and he comes up with the deuce.
That's how you do it. The D looked helpless on that possession.
And so it's McConnell with it. He'll bring it up for Indiana. Pass to Sabonis. Over Cauley-Stein. Sabonis, no good.
Boy, if you're going up against this guy in this close a range, you've got to defend with everything you've got. A tremendous job defensively.
Now here's Brunson. Here's Doncic. Hardaway trying to free himself up. And Doncic gets it to go. It's all knotted up.
I'll tell you, Luka Doncic makes tough shots look easy. Boy, that close to the bucket through that much contact, nice.
For Indiana, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. McConnell finds a bonus. Now McConnell, guarded by Doncic. Now here's McConnell. Tight defense on him.
You better come stronger than that. Cauley-Stein, a presence defensively.
They get the rebound. Doncic passes to Porzingis, and the foul called on Porzingis. That's his first foul. Indiana's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Now here's McConnell. 11 points for him in that last game against New York. Oladipo for 3.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
Here's Doncic. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo.
Luka Doncic can pass it, shoot it, drive it, and he does it all with great flair.
And you see some of the shots that Doncic knocks down. Doris, the degree of difficulty is off the charts.
It is, Kevin, but the skill I love the most is his passing. It doesn't matter if it's a hook pass, a lob. He has the strength to hit the weak side corner, and this guy loves delivering in the big moments. It is so fun to watch him.
He's off on the first.
And I think, guys, over time, you would anticipate Luka Doncic becoming more and more of a leader. This guy is so fun to watch from a skill perspective.
And they now lead as the free throw drops for him.
Well, you think the ownership style of the Mavericks, something the league had to adjust to. Very active, very outspoken. Sometimes I think that rubbed people the wrong way. But now you get the sense it's almost the new normal.
Now here's Turner. He had 25 points last game. Clock at 4. Oladipo for 3. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
And the Mavericks, we know, have been trendsetters, investing in development and in technology.
Kevin, they have always been on the cutting edge of data collection and then using that data to give them a competitive advantage. When you're in a business, it's always about what's next? How can I be better?
And this Pacers franchise, 6 ABA championships but none so far in the NBA.
Well, Greg, they haven't been there very much, right? Their only finals trip came back in 2000. It took a Lakers squad led by Shaq and Kobe to 6 games. But ever since, they've been chomping at the bit to try to get back.
And right from the start, Kevin, they've been pounding the glass. Most of those 50-50 balls also going their way.
And the dunk by Doncic.
This incredible confidence that Luka Doncic possesses, my goodness.
And so here is Indiana. They trail by 6. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
So timeout called here, the first for Indiana. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Painful to watch, guys. You could see their frustrations mounting, unable to get into any kind of a rhythm whatsoever.
I thought, Greg, they were outworked and outplayed in just about every phase of the game. Maybe that's one of those situations where you say, hey, let's move on.
Now, here's McConnell. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Oladipo. Here's Sabonis. Porzingis with the block.
Porzingis so fast off the floor when he challenges a shot. Helps him get a lot of blocks like that one.
How about the perseverance there, the extra effort on that offensive glass?
And Cauley Stein throws it down.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Pacers trail by 6. McConnell scanning the floor. Passes it to McDermott. Here's Turner. Shoots over Brunson, and it comes off the front of the rim. Now the Mavericks with it. They're on a 17-6 run. Doncic outside. Porzingis, it's a 2. The second effort. Here's Cauley Stein. The rebound by Turner.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
That boy, to have someone back there who can erase your mistakes, what a big-time asset defensively.
Oh, Kevin, not a petty, not a Manny, but a facial.
Oh, a bounce to the ounce, Greg? Yeah, showing off the bunnies. Indiana's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Here's Oladipo. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. Oladipo's got his second basket of the game.
You know what? Struggling a little bit, but I do command the effort. 2 of 8 from the field. Let's see if that one gets him going.
And stolen by McConnell. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
2 shots. Foul.
The Pacers shooting their first free throws of the game.
Shooting 2.
That's good from McConnell. Doris, there are these players whose wingspans exceed their height by 6 inches or more. They're called +6s, kind of a new term. Talk about that with the scouts look into those numbers.
Well, one of the things you like to have in a defensive player is length and versatility along with that length. So guys who maybe their size lists them at one thing, but that length enables them to guard a little bit differently. Guys like Kawhi Leonard, Draymond Green, Montrezl Harrell, all of those guys might be listed a certain size, Kevin, but boy, their length is problematic and makes them such exceptional defensive players.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Trains it from 9 feet away.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
And the pass to Kleba. Got a piece of it.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Lamb, he's checked in for T.J. McConnell. And so it's Turner with it. He brings it up for Indiana. 4-point game. Here's Brogdon, and oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two.
And a player who flew under the radar last year, Malcolm Brogdon. Pacers wanted to add him over the summer. Got a hefty deal from Indiana to leave the Bucks. Exactly the kind of player that the Pacers need.
Shooting two.
And he makes the first.
And something that's troubled Indiana the last 3 years, rebounding.
I think, Greg, it's probably manifested at both ends of the floor, right? Some of it's about roster construction. Some of it's about style of play. Some of it's about philosophy. But their inability to control the glass has at times had an impact on them.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
We know this about the Dallas Mavericks. They will put every piece of data and information to use in terms of trying to get an advantage. Think about it, guys. They are now doing blood tests, trying to head off injury for their players. They believe this gives them a clearer picture into the overall health of their athletes.
Now, here's Brogdon. He's making his presence felt offensively with his scoring average up there at almost 13 points a game.
Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
And Doris, those blood tests you were talking about, always subject to player permission. They want to honor player privacy.
I think you have to, Kevin, and most of the Mavs have embraced it. These tests have the ability to measure almost 50 biomarkers. As an athlete, you're always trying to stay in peak form. As an organization, you're always trying to manage appropriately their workloads.
And that drops, so they now lead by one. And the Mavericks with possession here. Now Doncic, and that one drops for him. Doncic has got 12 points in the game.
Well, Luka Doncic right now cooking. This guy's got his rhythm, and he's making it hard on the defense.
And Holiday kicks to Warren. 14 feet away. That one's off. He starts the game with a miss.
Listen, he can make that shot right there, but I do know they have other options they can go to.
And he wasn't about to do anything that would get him in trouble there.
Nope, up and in with a one-hand finish, the most basic possible. Pacers trail by 3. And here's Holiday. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Warren finds Brogdon. Lets a floater go. It's rebounded by Dallas. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Nice D from Warren. Indiana's gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. Offensive rebound. That's tipped. Right with it. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Feeds it to Powell. It's tipped. Back to Wright. Just 5 on the clock. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. If you were coaching, Doris, and you could run your offense through any center in the game, and let's take guys that are playing right now because we can go back in history and the names are endless, but who would you run your offense through at that position?
Probably a guy that the casual NBA fan is not as knowledgeable about as they should be, Kevin, and that's Nikola Jokic. And this is a young, early 20-year-old who may be the best passer out of the post position that we've seen in a generation. Jokic is a guy who can handle the ball from three-point territory. He can take it off the window and initiate your offense. They run him like a point center, and it's appropriate because he's unselfish and gifted as a passer.
Gifted, great word to use, you're right. And the first one drops. And so Wright nails both of them.
And back in his day as coach of the Blazers, players called Nate McMillan Sarge for his style. Very tough and demanding.
The beauty, though, Greg, to me is Nate McMillan has adapted. He has given more leeway for his players and his assistant coaches. He's willing to take players aside and bring a more personal approach. And I think in today's NBA, that's critical.
Here's Doncic, following the basket by T.J. Warren. Powell, the pass to Kleba. Wright outside. From 10 feet out, the shot missing. And Indiana will come the other way. And this is the first time they've matched up with the Mavericks this year.
And going back a season ago, it was a win for both sides in their two meetings.
You know, despite the disparity in talent, these two teams played each other tough last year. Let's see how competitive they are this time around.
Now here is Holiday. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Pass to Lamb. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Jackson, he's checked in for Kid Gilchrist. Doncic against Brogdon. And Doncic gets it to go. Doncic has got 14 points for the game.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
Here's Warren. Here's Holiday. And that shot was up in time, but doesn't go in. And we reached the end of the first quarter. Mavericks ahead. They lead by 5. The second quarter coming up right after this break, so don't go anywhere. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen here, guys, from the Mavericks.
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
I think across the board, a number of guys who've done a great job guarding multiple positions.
Dallas leading by 5. On the floor for Dallas, Wright and Doncic are the backcourt pair. Then there's Dwight Powell. Then there's Jackson. And it's Kleba in at the 4. Wright. Pacers with the rebound. Now here is Holiday. No points in the game yet for him. Pass to Leaf. Got a hand on it. The drive by Jackson. Good. And the assist goes to Doncic. Doncic has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Pacers shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. From the stripe, Powell pulls it in.
I think this is a spot he has got to become more consistent from if you want to command the defender's respect.
And Jackson gets it to go.
Those defenders just look a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And we've played through the first minute here in the second. Right against Howard. Outside Warren. And that's a foul called on Dwight Powell. That's foul number 2 for him.
Another foul would give him 3 before the half. Something to keep an eye on, guys.
Mavericks on D. They lead by their biggest margin of the game, 9. And Holiday kicks to Leaf. Shot clock at 6. And here's Warren for 3. Indiana again missing for Dallas. They've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter. On the wing, Jackson, covered by Lamb. The 3 ball. The rebound by Brogdon. For Indiana, they've gone 0-3 and are still looking for that first bucket here in the second quarter. Here's Wright, and he uses the glass on the layup. Wright's got the lead up to 11 now for the Mavs.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
And that's typical of this guy. He's always reading the situation, reacting quickly, and capitalizing.
And so it's Indiana with it, following the score by Dallas. Outside Warren. Lets it go from 11. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
A wide body off the bench. Dwight Powell gives you productive minutes.
He does, Kevin, and that's most reflected in the plus-minus when you look at his stats. This is a guy who hasn't averaged a ton of minutes, but he scores and he defends at a high level when he's given those minutes.
And the Pacers call time here. Doris, you've accomplished so much in your award-winning career. What was your first experience in broadcasting?
Kevin, my first experience was I left coaching and they put Providence College women's basketball on radio. That was the first ever game I got to call. It was so cool. Tell me yours. What was the very first? Did you study this? How did you get into broadcasting?
I did. Our high school had a radio station, and the first basketball broadcast was underneath the bleachers, looking through popcorn boxes and legs of the people that were standing in the bleachers so that I could see the court from the basement.
Amazing.
Because that's where the telephone cables were to plug in our equipment. And
wow.
I was 16 years old.
Incredible.
Remember it very well.
Incredible.
Very well. Now here's Wright after T.J. Warren's miss. Another miss for him. Now shooting 1 for 4 from the floor. And here's the fast break. Oladipo leading the way. Dishes it to Warren. Good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist.
The way Warren controls his body is truly impressive. He's got the frame to absorb it.
And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. It's stolen by Oladipo. Outside Holiday. Finished off the break. Holiday's got it back down to within single digits for the Pacers.
Now, Victor Oladipo's passing skills probably unappreciated. This guy is very unselfish and capable.
Outside Jackson. Here's Porzingis. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Doug McDermott. And Greg, as many expected, Porzingis getting a huge deal from Dallas to keep him a Mav for a long time.
The Mavs feel he can be better than he was before the injury. Love the idea of pairing him long-term with Doncic. Signed him to a lengthy and sizable deal to be the core of their future.
First free throw is good.
Well, with Kristaps Porzingis, you love not only the skill, but the passion he plays with. You would never use the descriptor passive with this guy.
Catching up on the changes now for Indiana. Miles Turner comes in for Warren. And it's T.J. McConnell in for Aaron Holiday. And both free throws good for Porzingis. And with Porzingis, as Doris, you mentioned, that energy he has is contagious.
Well, he is the prototypical modern NBA big, right? Porzingis can run the floor in transition. He can face up and shoot with range. He can put it on the deck, and he can play out of the post. What more could you ask?
Jackson misses. Pacers trail by 11. Back to McConnell. Goes up from the top of the key. Porzingis with the rebound.
I'm sure he's kicking himself. He hates to blow that kind of opportunity.
The feed now to Jackson. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. The 15th pick back in 2017, Justin Jackson, Doris, won a championship, as you know, at North Carolina.
Yeah, Kevin, he spent his first season and a half in Sacramento. Now he gets a new opportunity. Sometimes it's that next stop where young players really find success.
And he knocks down the first one.
No wasted trips at all. They're taking care of business at the line.
He's perfect from the line this time. Now McConnell. Pass to Sabonis. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Cauley Stein.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage. And it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
Here's Dallas. They're on a 12-4 run right now. Right, the pass to Jackson. Back to Wright. 6 to shoot. Dallas needs to get off a shot. Over McConnell. And it's Wright missing. Pacers trail by 13. And here's McDermott. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Now here's McConnell, guarded by Jackson. McConnell with it. Here's Sabonis. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
It's good.
Oh, guys, you have got to love those long strides. KP able to cover some ground on his way to the rim.
And it's McConnell with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Indiana Pacers. Down by 15. High arcing shot, and the layup is up and in. McConnell's got 6.
They are just killing him on the interior.
Wright looking around. He feeds it to Jackson. Over McDermott. Jackson misses. And Indiana shooting is definitely lagging at the moment. They're just 30% in the second quarter. McDermott kicks to McConnell. Five to shoot. Back to McDermott from the arc. It's rebounded by Dallas. Cauley Stein's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Hardaway passes to Wright. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. It's going to be on Doug McDermott. For Dallas, they have gone 9 of 10 from the line, so making the most of their chances.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
That free throw missing. A different look for Dallas. Kid Gilchrist comes in for Jackson. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And he sinks the second. Doris, when you look at the success of international players, and the league has a litany of very good international players, Doncic being the latest success story, is the perception changing about these kids when they come from overseas and play in the NBA?
Well, one of the greatest, and to me, the greatest international player of all time, Dirk Nowitzki, a Hall of Fame player, probably changed the perception to start with. Now, listen, over the years, Luka is going to have perhaps a Hall of Fame career if he stays healthy. The reality is this. The NBA is looking for the best players to man those 15 roster spots of the 30 NBA teams. It doesn't matter where you're from, what the color of your skin is. If you can play the game of basketball and play it at the highest level, the NBA wants you to be a part of their league.
McDermott, no one around him. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
And after nailing a three-pointer in the first quarter, he has yet to connect here in the second.
Brunson kicks to Porzingis, right outside. Right block shot, and the shot goes in. Wright's got 7 points in the game.
You know, they work the ball into ideal position there to get the high-quality look.
Pacers trail by 16. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Turner passes to Sabonis. He can't get that one to fall. Cauley Stein with the defensive effort.
Well, that's just inconsistency from him, and it's happened all night, and it hasn't helped their cause. Well, exposing a weakness in the defense, that's just way too easy, guys.
So it's the Pacers now. And there's the foul. It's on Jalen Brunson. That's his first foul. Jeremy Lamb's checked in for Indiana. Malcolm Brogdon comes in for T.J. McConnell. And Dallas with a change here, too. Doncic is checked in. Here's Oladipo. He had a 21-point outing in their last game against New York.
And if you look at his free throw numbers, you can see what kind of pressure he put on the defense. He was in attack mode all night long.
The Pacers shooting the 6th attempt at the free throw line tonight.
And really, the form at the line all season has been terrific. 79% as a team.
And he shows the focus there, nails the technical. Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for the Mavericks. Here's Oladipo. He's a solid producer, averaging nearly 22 points a game. 6 on the shot clock. And the shot goes down. Oladipo's got 6.
Oladipo has a lot of shots at his disposal, including that pretty floater.
The pass to Doncic. Over Oladipo. Again, the Mavericks score.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
One thing we've learned in the NBA, the game is never over. So you've got to continue to score, continue to build your lead.
And so it's Lamb with it. He brings it up for Indiana. Oladipo outside. Pass to Sabonis. Second shot opportunity. Porzingis with the block. They recover it. Sabonis, no good.
I'll tell you, they're trying to cut into this lead, but he has not hit one this period.
Porzingis passes to Doncic. Puts it up from 12. Sabonis grabs the board. Pacers trail by 17. 3-on-3. Oladipo right side. And Lamb with the basket on the assist by Oladipo. The Mavericks have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter. A nice efficient 50%. Outside, Porzingis. And Brunson has it in the corner. Kleber kicks to Brunson. Clock at 6. Goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. Brunson's got his second basket of the night.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
There's 1:26 left in the first half. Oladipo, the pass to Turner. Out to Lamb for the 3. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Porzingis. Already it's February. Let's see how the East is matching up. You take a look at the Pacers. This hasn't been the kind of year they envisioned. Time running out.
I think for the Pacers,
they talked all offseason about how this year was going to be different. Nobody bought into it then, and nobody's buying into it now.
All talk, no walk. Simple as that. They just don't match up with the better teams in the NBA.
3 on the clock. Here's Turner.
You have to love the mindset of Porzingis trying to contest every shot he can. Plays with so much energy.
Brunson scanning the floor. Pass to Doncic. To the middle. Stolen by Brogdon. Now the fast break. Lamb with the ball. Here's Oladipo. Hammer it home! Hammer it home, baby!
That is authority right there.
It was. Dallas leading by 15. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Brunson the pass to Doncic. Out to the right wing. Shoots from 12. It's good. It's his second basket. He's shooting 2 for 4.
You know, there's an unselfishness to Luka Doncic, and a pretty pass right there.
Oladipo against Doncic. Now here's Oladipo. Launches a 3. That one doesn't go. And so it's the Dallas Mavericks feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. They've been putting on a clinic in the paint. Shots are falling with regularity, and they are pounding it down low. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the
Your
folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started.
Okay.
Luka Doncic had a huge first quarter. He had 16 points, 6 assists, and 4 rebounds. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
And we're seeing there's a certain it factor for Luka Doncic. His supreme confidence in himself, the terrific floor leader, he's turned a lot of people into believers in a very short time.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Indiana?
Sloppy ball, way too many wasted possessions, chucking up threes, missing them. I could hit more threes than that, Ernie. I hope they're talking right now about getting the ball inside, because that's what it's going to take. If they were hitting more threes, that'd be a different story. But if was a fifth, Ernie, you know the rest.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. You know, Luka Doncic has been exceptional here, guys.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far unstoppable.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. Turner and Sabonis playing inside. T.J. McConnell is out there with Victor Oladipo, and it's McDermott in at the 3 spot. They're the group for Nate McMillan starting the second half. The shot by Cauley Stein, no good. Pacers trail by 17. And doors for the Pacers with Miles Turner and Domantas Sabonis, 2 talented young big men. Does that make it a log jam at that center position?
I don't think on the offensive end there's a problem. Both can space the floor with their shooting. Sabonis is an exceptional passer. I think the challenge is on the defensive end, and the reason being both are exceptional defending close to the cup.
Porzingis can't hit. Pacers shooting just 31% in the game. Oladipo, the pass to McConnell. Passes to Sabonis. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. McConnell's got 3 assists in the game.
This guy's a skilled interior scorer. There's height, there's great shot selection. Sabonis doing work right now.
Now here's Brunson. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
What a college career for Jalen Brunson. 2 championships and a Wooden Award. This is one of the most decorated players in college basketball history.
And Brunson, the College Player of the Year back in 2018, fell to the second round. Doris, when you look at that time, why did he fall?
I think it had everything to do with the fact that he's not an elite athlete by NBA standards. But we know unequivocally Jalen Brunson is a winner. His father played a decade in the NBA. This young man has been around the game since his formative years, and you can see it in his game.
That one falls for Brunson. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. And it's McConnell with the ball. He'll bring it up for Indiana. Oladipo outside. The pass to Sabonis. 5 on the clock. Here's McConnell. Headed by Porzingis. Turner. He gets it in there. Turner's got his second basket of the night.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
2 minutes into the second half of play now. Outside Hardaway. Doncic against Oladipo. It's stolen by Oladipo. Pushing it up. Here's McConnell. They get it back. No good with the layup.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Feeds it to Hardaway. Inside, Doncic kicks to Cauley-Stein. Dallas, no good that time either.
Boy, that makes him 0 for 3 to start the second half. Not the start you were hoping for here.
Up top, McConnell. Brunson covering. McConnell passes to Sabonis, and the bucket is good. 3-point play chance here for him.
Well, you love the aggressiveness of Domantas Sabonis, attacking and using his size to his advantage. Well, skill is such an important part of today's game, and that suits Domantas Sabonis just fine. This guy has great hands, can pass, and can shoot with range.
Powell, he's checked in for the Mavericks. And the son of Hall of Famer Arvydas Sabonis, Domantas was born to play this game.
I think that translates, and you see it most often in his IQ on the floor. This is a young man that thinks the game at an extraordinarily high level, and he is as fundamentally sound a guy as you'll find in the NBA.
Now here's Brunson. He's got 6 from 10 feet out. Here's Cauley-Stein. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. Cauley-Stein's got his second bucket.
And they get one. Now 1 of 5 here in the third.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Now Sabonis. 9 points in the game so far. 4 on the clock. Now here's McConnell. Defense right on him. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. And some changes here for the Pacers. TJ Leafs checked in for Sabonis. TJ Warren comes in for Doug McDermott. And Aaron Holiday's subbed in for Victor Oladipo. And Dallas with a change here too. Lights checked in. And Doncic, here we go. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession.
And checking out some numbers for Willie Cauley-Stein. This last month, he's been positively spectacular. He's averaging 10 points a game, 12 rebounds, and just over 2 blocks. And not many players possess his kind of ability to protect the rim. I mean, you look at the block total, pretty remarkable.
Well, I love it. Drivers think they see a crease to the lane and go for it. And eventually, he shuts the door.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Jackson's checked in. Pacers trail by 11. And here's McConnell. 6 points for him. Pass to Turner. Wright with the double team. The wide open look here for Holiday. That falls. Nice feed that time from Turner. Holiday's got 5 points so far. Mavericks leading by 8. Here's Wright. And it's sent back by Turner.
Oh, Kevin, how about the reach of Miles Turner? He covers so much ground to come up with these blocks.
McConnell finds Warren. Over Wright. And the shot by Warren, no good.
Listen, that's a shot he can make, but obviously the defense okay letting him shoot it.
Outside Hardaway. Fires for 3. Buries it from three-point range. 8 points for him.
Well, Tim Hardaway Jr. is known as a scorer. Knocks down the long-distance look right there.
And the Pacers with possession here. Holiday with it. He's got 5. Pass to Warren. From about 16, the putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
Well, Kevin, you love the determination, right? Miles Turner effectively getting to the window and getting another opportunity.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
Miles Turner, the 11th pick in 2015. I think defensively probably the best player out of that class. And if you view it through that prism, you wonder if going back he might have gone top 5.
Dallas leading by 9. Here's Wright. 9 points in the game so far. On the wing, Hardaway. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. T.J. Warren picks one up.
Well, it's a problem when Tim Hardaway Jr. decides to attack off the dribble drive.
And you know, Doris, there were some medical red flags for Turner that may have caused him to slip a bit in that draft.
Yes, but I think he has alleviated any of those concerns. Credit him and the trainers for developing his core and for this young man paying the price in the weight room. He's gotten stronger and stronger.
The first one falls.
You see, to me, guys, for Tim Hardaway Jr., there's still another level for him to reach. He has proven that he can be a big-time scorer. To me now, it's about consistency and doing it night after night after night.
That one is no good. And it's Warren with the ball for Indiana. It's a 10-point game. And yes, it's good. Holiday's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, this is one aspect you'd like to see more of from T.J. Warren. We know he's a great scorer. Pretty dime there.
Outside Jackson. Back to Wright. Here's the 3. Dallas, no good that time either.
I'll tell you, it has not been this guy's best night, but the teammates have been there to pick up the slack. Love it.
McConnell passes to Warren. Looking to get back on track here, and it's blocked.
Powell is exceptional at timing for blocks, rises up and sends it back.
Brogdon, he's checked in for Indiana. The Mavericks also with a sub. Maxi Kleba, he's checked in for Cauley Stein. Clock is at 3. They grab their own miss. Leaf and foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
Clearly a foul.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. And that one misses. And he's good on the second. Mavericks leading by 7. Right outside. Passes it to Jackson. Goes up on the block. Tipped away. And Maxi Kleber is going to pick up the foul. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far.
And the next one puts him in the bonus.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Jackson. And Holiday kicks to Turner. And there's the pass to Warren.
Come get it, come get it.
The shot, no good. So the Mavericks will take it the other way. They led by as many as 18 points.
What a brutal night for this guy, and it is having a ripple effect throughout the team. This is tough.
Pacers trail by 7. Pass to Brogdon. Shoots over Powell. And the Pacers can't get it to go.
And his lateral quickness really allows him to stay in front of the shooter there and challenge the shot.
And this is the key. In this game, you've got to be able to move your feet to be successful on the defensive end.
Now here is Holiday. He has 7. Ball's knocked loose. The Mavericks pull it in. Powell's got his 5th rebound in this one. To the paint. And slam dunk by Kidd-Gilchrist.
Well, you want some unselfishness from a guy who's capable of scoring. And Tim Hardaway says, you know what? My teammate's open. I'm going to get him the ball.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Here's Leaf. Outside Holiday. 3-pointer. Rebounded by Hardaway. Mavericks leading by 11. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break.
Boy, plenty of time left on the clock. He needs to keep his poise. That's his 4th foul now.
The Pacers have shot the ball well from the free throw line. 8 of 9. That one is off.
Well, you think back to T.J. Warren and how good he has been for the last few years. And yet last season, he took a huge step forward by adding the 3-pointer to his arsenal.
The Pacers making a switch here. Lamb's checked in. And the second free throw, good. And the way Warren improved his 3-point shooting last year, Doris, was incredible.
No doubt, Kevin. This is a guy who went from below 25% the year before from distance to making over 40% of his range shots. He did all this while coming close to tripling his 3-point attempts. What an improvement.
Now here's Lamb. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist unable to get his shot to go. Right outside. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Hardaway. Wright's got 13 points.
Well, that possession to me highlights the importance of creating for your teammates.
Pacers trail by 12. Holiday, the pass to Turner. Kicks it to Warren. The high post shot. Kleber with the rebound. Kleber's got his 5th rebound in this one.
This guy has not been a factor at all in this quarter, and it has hurt the team.
Kidd-Gilchrist, no luck. And so it's Lamb with it. He brings it up for Indiana. Here's Holiday. Kleba with the rebound. Kleba's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And right, here we go. And it's sent back by Turner. Lamb against Kid Gilchrist. The 11-footer, it's good. Lamb's got his second bucket tonight. And the Mavericks call time here.
And historically, you almost never saw a great shot blocker who could also knock down triples at a high clip. But count Miles Turner among the unicorns who provide that rare combination.
Some changes for Indiana. Sabonis, he's checked in for T.J. Warren. And it's Oladipo in for Aaron Holiday. Dallas also making some changes. Porzingis is checked in for Dwight Powell. Luka Doncic comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Wright. Already it's February. Hard to believe. Let's see how the West is matching up. Look at the Mavericks. Right now they've been able to gather the 8th best record in the conference as the latter part of the season approaches.
You know, right now, Dallas, they haven't had the great season that some were expecting, but it hasn't been a disaster. They just need a few things to go right for them down the stretch.
It's an amazing thing. If you can get a couple of wins, generate some momentum, you've got to believe they'll be just fine.
Doncic with the steal. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Here's Brunson. Here's Kid Gilchrist. And he makes good on the layup. And the Mavericks lead by 12.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Oladipo outside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's on Porzingis.
Well, Victor Oladipo won't back down from a challenge. He isn't afraid of getting a little bit nasty if the defense sort of sets the tone.
And you look at the 2018 All-Star season for Oladipo, Doris. What was the development in his game that you saw that took him to the next level?
I think probably the part that made him almost unguardable is his willingness to shoot threes off the dribble. That deep threat, that willingness to space the floor and use the dribble drive to enhance that is probably what put him over the edge.
Now here's Brunson. He has 6. Pass to Kleba. Pulls from the top of the key. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. Oladipo misses. Dallas leading by 11. Here's Porzingis. Here's Kid Gilchrist. Pass to Brunson. Lets it go with a 3. Sabonis grabs the board.
You will not see this guy miss many of those. He's one of the keys to their floor spacing.
And there's the bucket from Victor Oladipo.
Well, the rise and fire from Victor Oladipo, the team is feeding off him right now.
Now here's Doncic. 16 points for him. The dish to Kid Gilchrist. Back to Doncic. 6 to shoot. There's the triple. That's good from Kid Gilchrist on the assist by Doncic. Doncic has got assist number 7 for him tonight. Logged in the pass to Sabonis. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Now McDermott launches it. But they'll get another chance.
And they get it back again. I mean, how many rebounds offensively have they had? Everything's going right for them today.
Here's Brunson. He can't hit that time.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
We call that a great contest. You know this is something he brings to the table, the ability to anchor your defense.
And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Mavericks lead by 10. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And let's go back to a terrific pass that we're calling tonight our State Farm assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here, looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Now, Greg, he's got the size to survey over the top of the defense and find the open man. That was beautiful.
And with 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store for us. Pacers trail by 10, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the 4th quarter. On the floor for Dallas, we've got Jalen Brunson. Kristaps Porzingis is out there with Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Then there's Luka Doncic. And it's Kleba in at the center position. Here's Doncic after the basket by Sabonis. And the pass to Brunson. Here's Kleba. Over Sabonis. Kleba with the bucket. And the Mavericks lead by 10.
I'll tell you, sometimes it's easier to hit the target with a bounce pass. That's perfectly done.
And the Pacers shooting a pretty low 34% thus far. And here is Brogdon. Pass to Sabonis. And Maxi Kleba is going to pick up the foul. That will be foul number 5 on him. Cauley Stein, he's checked in for the Mavericks. On defense, Dallas, 10-point lead. Now, here's Brogdon. Brunson covering. No good from Lamb. And it's Porzingis with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Mavericks. Next up on the schedule, the Grizzlies. Then it'll be a home game. That game will be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. The Pacers making a change here. McConnell's checked in. And both free throws good from Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. We've played just over 1 minute here in the 4th quarter. Inside. Sabonis inside. Working on Cauley Stein. Sabonis finds McConnell. No good off the back of the rim. Out of bounds. Indiana takes possession. And the Mavericks making a change here. Jackson's checked in. Pacers trail by 12. Lamb. And the Pacers can't get it to go. Now here's Brunson. He's tightly guarded. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Oh, go get it, big fella. Porzingis with the skyscraper.
Here's McConnell. Pass to Oladipo. From 15 feet away, and it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Now here's Brunson. He's covered by McConnell.
It's impressive, the level of domination at both ends, and you're seeing the results.
And Greg, you know this. It's not easy building a lead on the road, but this team has been lights out throughout the game.
Here's McConnell. The Mavericks making the shot, and it's the Mavericks on the break. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Yeah, easy call.
Shoot 2.
First free throw is good. Turner's checked in for Jeremy Lamb. Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for the Mavericks. So he picks up just one from the line that time. Pacers trail by 17. Here's Oladipo. And once again off the mark by Indiana. Brunson the pass to Doncic. And the dunk by Doncic.
Getting it done on both ends, and it shows up in the score.
Well, what I love, Greg, is the energy they're bringing right now. They're ignoring the scoreboard and playing hard.
And here are the Pacers now. The Mavericks making the shot. And the Pacers call time here.
Well, it's been an express lane to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
Well, poor rotations, poor communication. There's a lot to figure out right now.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. Passes it to Oladipo. They could use a bucket. That shot no good. Nice D from Doncic. Mavericks leading by 19 points. Porzingis inside. Turner covering. And the shot goes in from Kristaps Porzingis. McConnell with it. Doris, we know historically the Celtics, the only franchise to ever have a four-peat, 4 straight championships. Do you think at some point we're going to see another?
I'm not sure there can be in today's NBA, Kevin, and there are a number of different contributing factors. Number one, the salary cap implications that happen. Number two, look at the Golden State Warriors, who were well positioned for a three-peat. And yet, as you know, luck plays a small part in an NBA championship. Luck relative to injuries. You see Klay Thompson and Kevin Durant both get lost in the midst of an NBA Finals. This is it's challenging enough to go back-to-back. Forget about four-peat.
Count that one.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And so it's McConnell with it. He'll bring it up for Indiana. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Porzingis with the steal. And here we go. The Mavericks in a fast break. Brunson, good.
Listen, we all know Luka Doncic can score, but equally impressive to me is his playmaking ability.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Now, here's McConnell. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
The first free throw is good. Remember the time, Doris, when it was rare to see stars changing teams? Now we read about it every day.
No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate, it's fair, they've earned the right to choose where they play.
Brunson, good.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
And the Pacers with possession here. The pass to Sabonis. Now here's McDermott. Back to Sabonis. Shot clock at 6. Here's McDermott from deep three-point range. Porzingis with the rebound. Porzingis has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one. Man, have they been effective at getting the ball inside.
Now McConnell. He dishes it to Turner. He kicks it to Oladipo. Pass to McConnell. At the elbow, it's Turner. Indiana moving the ball around. Finds himself wide open and drills it.
Well, this is the versatility that Miles Turner brings to the table. A big man who can knock down shots from the mid-range.
The feed to Doncic. Oladipo with the block. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Oladipo. So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Powell, he's checked in for Porzingis. Dorian Finney-Smith comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Lee's checked in for Luka Doncic. And it's Seth Curry in for Jalen Brunson.
Get there.
And here is Curry. Right side, Lee. 5 to shoot. Shoots. Curry can't get it to go. Indiana's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. The shot by Holiday, no good.
Listen, that's a look he can hit, but right now he can't throw it in the ocean.
Powell, the pass to Cauley-Stein. The 11-footer, and the rebound goes to the Pacers.
I'll tell you, even though he's not playing his best basketball, the team has played well and picked it up. I love it.
Sampson, the pass to Leaf. In basketball, like many sports, you can call some kind of penalty on almost every play. So with that in mind, where do we draw that line?
I would say that most coaches and most players would say as long as there's consistency with officiating, they can adapt to the way the game is being called. As fans, as broadcasters, what we want to see the game remain free-flowing, fluid, pretty, the ability to move and cut and not be impeded in your progress. That's what I want to see.
And we see that most nights.
No doubt.
The free throw drops for Leaf, and the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Porzingis, he's checked in for Dwight Powell. Hardaway comes in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Doncic is checked in for Lee. And it's Jalen Brunson in for Curry. No good on the second free throw.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
The Pacers shooting at a 32% clip from the field. They're just not executing. Leaf kicks to Sabonis. Fires from deep. And the foul on Miles Turner. That'll be his second foul of the game. Brogdon, he's checked in for Indiana. Doncic with it. Pass to Brunson. Dishes it to Cauley-Stein. Drops in the layup for 2.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
So Oladipo will bring it up for the Pacers. We're seeing some great shooters with length, tall players shooting from outside. That seems to be the rage right now, but when you look in your crystal ball, Doris, what might be the next player trend in the NBA?
So we saw the evolution of big men as three-point shooters, men being able to enter the league as sort of back to the basket, consistent rebounding forces out of the post, now stepping away and becoming threats as face-up scorers. To me, one of the most intriguing young players in the league right now is Nikola Jokic. Here's a 7-foot guy who is a tremendous playmaker. His instinct is to pass more than it is to score. So you wonder, is that the next evolution of big men? And then the other thing, Kevin, you are starting to see offensive rebounding went away as a focal point of teams in the NBA. You are starting to see teams go back after the offensive glass. Does that continue?
That second chance is a big statistic, isn't it?
It is.
Indiana's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Brogdon the pass to Turner. Kicks it to Oladipo. And closing the shot, even with the foul. Now the 2 free throws. It's on Luka Doncic.
Boy, you have to admire the physicality Oladipo brings. This guy's exceptional at drawing the defense into him on these shots.
That free throw good from Oladipo.
Well, you think back to Victor Oladipo and his college basketball being played at Indiana University. So when he gets traded to the Pacers, many thought it was viewed as a homecoming.
Looking at who's out there now for the Mavericks. Dorian Finney-Smith's checked in for Willie Cauley-Stein. Lee comes in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And Curry subbed in for Luka Doncic. And exceeding expectations in Indiana, Victor Oladipo, Doris, remade himself as an all-star.
Well, he credits the year he spent playing alongside Russell Westbrook. That relentless attack, that commitment to get better, that commitment to be a threat no matter where you are on the floor. This young man has set the tone between the lines and outside the lines.
Just 3 to shoot. Here's Brunson. That shot off the mark. Nice D from Oladipo. Here's Holiday. Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. A different look for Dallas. Cauley-Stein, he's checked in for Dorian Finney-Smith. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Courtney Lee. And Doncic is subbed in for Curry. Now here's Brunson. Passes it to Porzingis. From downtown, rebounded by McDermott. The Pacers shooting in this fourth quarter pretty dire at 27%. Feeds to Turner. Over Porzingis. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Porzingis. Doris, isn't it interesting that we're seeing some teams with more three-point attempts than two-point attempts?
It's incredible, Kevin, that every year over the last decade you see more three-point attempts across all 30 NBA teams. And think about the Houston Rockets. In each of the last 2 years, the Rockets have actually taken more threes than twos. This is the evolution of the game. It is not going anywhere. There's 2 high-valued shots in the league. Restricted area twos, that means point-blank opportunities at the rim, and three-point shots. And everything else in between seems to be getting lost.
You can't look at the result of that shot. They'll take that whenever they get it.
And they should, because it's when you start turning down that kind of look that your offense can start to bog down a bit. Well, the touch and the focus, what a pretty move in the lane.
The offensive rebound, Brunson. Porzingis can't hit. Pacers trail by 20. Here's McConnell. The pass to Sabonis. The dish to Oladipo. And it's Oladipo with the jam.
Now, Victor Oladipo has a lethal offensive game, and he knows when to fill it up.
Mavericks leading by 18. Now, Brunson. To the middle, the 11-footer, and the rebound goes to the Pacers. Sabonis has got 13 rebounds in the game. Class eating. Oladipo dishes to Turner. Good, and it's Oladipo picking up the assist. Oladipo's got 5 assists in the game.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Mavericks.
At every opportunity, they managed to push the ball and keep the up-tempo game going.
I think it paid off, that's for sure.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Luka Doncic.
A big part of their success was his ability to keep the ball moving, finding guys when they would flash open.
And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for Dallas. It's an 18-point lead. Now, here's McConnell. Brunson covering. Got that one up quick.
Well, during his career, Oladipo has been a legit threat from deep. You have got to close and challenge that jumper.
Over to the left wing. Wide open look here for Cauley Stein. Drills the baseline jumper.
Spirited performance. You love to get this kind of win, especially on the road.
You've got to be able to block out all distractions in enemy territory. This team did a tremendous job staying focused on the task at hand.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Oladipo, the pass to McConnell. Pass to Sabonis. The kick out to Oladipo. Shot clock at 5. Over Hardaway. And it's Oladipo again missing. Knocked away. Sabonis, the pass to McDermott. So no problem for Dallas as they get the win. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. KP, you guys got out on a break tonight. How did you get into transition so easily?
Yeah, we want to play faster, and that's what we try to do whenever they miss. We try to run, move the ball quick, and get easy buckets.
And you were able to beat him down the floor tonight, KP. Thanks a lot for your time. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time.